Hi, my name is Twin Nguyen. I chose basketball as my cross-gender leisure experience. Though we are living in the 21st century, where there are equality and the right to have freedom of speech and express oneself, social evaluation and gender expectations, roles for men and women still have an influence on people. These social and gender expectations even had more powerful impacts on how people behaved in the past. Remember the Victorian ideal of being a perfect woman? That is, woman has to be gentle, fragile, and inactive type of person. A perfect woman is the one that devotes all her life and time for husband and family. Because of expectations and roles, women then didn't engage in much of those active leisure activities, such as basketball. They followed the norm and chose traditional women leisure activities such as ballet, knitting, etc. Hence, basketball and more activities have been predominantly for male. Since Victoria era, women had become more active, but because of clothing constrictions, many of them decided to quit basketball. To be called a proper woman during that time, proper women had to wear floor-length dresses, including in basketball court. The miniskirt, tank top, and shorts were a little thing of the future. The only part they exposed to the public were fingers, neck, and head. Back to our time, 2013, more and more women enjoy basketball freely with no restrictions, as well as other male-dominated sports. The popularity of women's basketball grew steadily around the world for decades. By the 1970s, the sport had attracted the notice of the International Olympics Committee, which added women's basketball as an official sport of the Olympics Games in 1976. Society, media, even government supports the creation of women basketball by providing funds for student athletic program according to 2012 to the 2013 association-wide grants, programs, and services. Show me the money. My theories as to why there were history changes in participation are first because of women showed their determination for more revolution that would call for a movement of women who withdraw from the construction of femininity and redefine reality to reconstruct the concept of women and female sexuality. More and more women don't like the ideal of Victorian of being weak and passive. Time changes, people's perspective of women changes. Society highly encourages independent, strong, and active women. There's less comment on how people should behave. Also, women are more open about people's comments and freely engage on any activities that they like. Why basketball is more fit with traditional ideals for leisure for men. The question is how to be traditional men. Traditional men must be masculine, competitive, aggressive, and active. For just those descriptions, basketball fits perfectly into traditional ideals of leisure for men, and for that reason, that basketball is not feminine. As I was experiencing this cross-gender, I realized how much I care about other people's comments and how people look at me, as well as how we develop being feminist. That is, we don't want to be submissive and looked down at. We want to show others that we can be feminine yet, at the same time, independent and strong. Because basketball wasn't popular then in Vietnam, I didn't have a chance to try. After I immigrated to the US, due to weak body build and lack of competitiveness, I decided to choose another leisure choice that fit my body. Basketball is aggressive and competitive sport. I had to run while focusing on the ball and teammates, also competitors. It demands speed, quickness, a great focus, and 100% put into the game. After participating, I felt surreal. I didn't know that I could play basketball and I can be aggressive too. For my own perspective, women's leisure doesn't often that crowded and noisy compared to men, also less competition. Women enjoy non-active leisure such as conversing while men don't, while women's leisure care about fun and relaxing. Men's leisure often involve activities and winning. Would you like to participate in the activity again? Yes, I will participate in the activity again, but not for winning. I don't like the idea that I have to win in order to have fun. Basketball is a great sport to build teamwork and a great way to keep body in shape.